Welcome back, my warriors of well-being. Today is the 1944th day of my gratitude practice, and it is our 31st day together. Congratulations, we made it through January. January is a really tough month for a lot of people, and I can tell you it's been a tough month for me. And I'm really grateful that you were here with me along the journey. Now that we've made it through the month, however, I'll be moving to a different recording schedule and uploading about weekly. If you started with me on the 1st of January, you've surpassed 21 days, which some people say is what it takes to make a habit. But unfortunately, there is no scientific research to say that's true. A University College of London professor, Philip O'Lally, in 2009, did some research on how long it takes to form a positive habit, because we all know a bad habit is really easy to form, but a good one is not. Depending on the habit, it took anywhere from 18 to 254 days. Once they had formed the habit, people no longer had to think about the practice, and it became just a part of their everyday lives. And so I think what this means is that it becomes no longer a practice of gratitude journaling on a daily basis, and it becomes more a way of being, of living gratefully. Over the last month, we've been talking about the practices that I found arose in my first year of gratitude. Writing down 3 things every day for which we're grateful, finding a moment of happiness or joy that maybe came out of the practice of gratitude, or was a moment which could spark us into thinking about something for which we could be grateful. And having felt so good, we then noticed the impetus to want to give back. And so we found those moments of connection with other people that could spark an opportunity to give back into the world, to be of service, or to be a source of gratitude to someone else. For day 1944, the first thing for which I'm grateful is that I was a European Union citizen. I am very sad today that my country has decided to leave the European Union, and I am very grateful for the benefits that I received as an EU citizen. One of the greatest things was the ability to travel and work anywhere in the EU, and in fact, it facilitated the greatest relationship and love affair of my life so far. Had it not been for my ability to travel to Belgium and his ability to come and live and work in London, maybe our relationship would have been a lot more short-lived. And I'm really grateful that we had that opportunity, because even though he's now married to a wonderful American woman, I know that he and his family and his new wife, they are my Belgian family. And even if I can't go and work in Belgium, I know that I've always got family in Europe. So I'm grateful for that. The second thing for which I'm grateful today is not a thing. It's all of you who have watched and liked and subscribed to my channel over the month. And if you're liking it, do consider subscribing and clicking the bell icon so that you'll be notified when I do upload again in the future. And the third thing for which I'm grateful is, again, not a thing. It is all of the people in the YouTube community who have inspired me or acted as models of how to make a good video. I'm not sure I'm there yet, but I'm aspiring to follow their lead. And so I want to give a shout out to the Brothers Green, who taught me how to cook, but also taught me that you could do a video in a very small space with very little equipment. And to Amanda over at the Fundamental Home, who taught me that it's easy to make a video if you are just yourself, and she always is a good reminder to smile. And Lydia Sen on YouTube, who always reminds me when I watch her videos that authenticity and being real about your life is really compelling. And finally, Frank James of the Frank James channel, who is, in my opinion, one of the best storytellers out there on YouTube. And I'm also grateful to him for his second channel, the College of Tuber Studies. I was in a little binge fest on Frank James and discovered his second channel. I had no intention of starting a YouTube channel, but somehow his enthusiasm for the platform made me just suddenly decide to take a leap, and I'm really grateful that I did. I really have to credit Frank for the title, "Thanks for Watching." He puts that at the end of his videos, and I pilfered it from him. My moment of service today, as you might expect, came from a moment of connection. I was feeling down, as I said, about what's happened in my country and generally around the world right now. And I went back to a video of one of my favorite YouTubers who tells a great story. And there's a moment where he talks about beauty in a way that I feel like that moment is one of the magical things about YouTube. And I felt connected to him in that moment and really moved by what he was saying. And that is really rare in real life, let alone on a YouTube video. But I was listening to the Beatles song, "You Never Give Me Your Money," this morning. And I always felt when I listened to that song as a kid that what it was really talking about was how we never give what is of value of ourselves to others, and we only give them currency. Everything we do in life seems to be so transactional in our modern world. And "you never give me your number, you only give me your situation" says to me that people never really reveal themselves in a real way. They just talk about their job or what's going on in their lives, but they don't really reveal themselves to you. And so that moment on that video is to me a moment where he is revealing himself to the audience. Having recorded it a year or two ago and not knowing that I exist out here watching it, he still managed to move me and to share with me, I think, a really authentic moment and part of himself. And so I really felt connected in that moment. And I was so grateful that I left a comment that I'm sure didn't express what I meant, but I tried to express my gratitude for that beautiful moment of storytelling. And I think that when we connect with another individual in that way, when they let us see into themselves, and when we are open to receive that, then I think there's an opportunity to see beyond all the stuff, see beyond the personality, beyond the artifice, beyond the masks that we all wear, and glimpse for just a second that person's soul. And for me, that is an opportunity. If I can connect with that person on that level, it's an opportunity to look into the face of eternity. And I know that sounds hippy-dippy, but think about those moments with people you care about in your life, where you have had that moment of looking into one another's eyes and that moment of intimacy. Don't you feel that you can actually feel their soul? And if you feel their soul, that is the gateway into something that is much bigger than ourselves. Now, I try to be a channel that is accessible for everybody, whether you are a person of faith or you belong to the secular majority. So you can think about this in terms of science, and even science admits that we are all connected in some way. If you look at the trees and the flowers that grow, all of their roots are interconnected, and two plants will grow symbiotically, and so will two animals often live and coexist symbiotically. Albert Einstein called this way in which we are all interconnected together quantum entanglement. Now, I started with suggesting we look for moments of connection in order to find ourselves opportunities for service. But for me, on my journey, what these moments of connection became were opportunities to experience the oneness of us all. Now, for people of faith, they often find this in meditation or in prayer. For people who are in the secular majority, often they'll find it in moments of awe. When they look up at the stars, haven't we all felt the magnitude of the universe and that we are a part of that magnitude when we look up at the stars at night, or when we're out at sea and we see the vastness of the ocean and that we are a part of it, or perhaps when we climb to the top of a mountain. For me, I also can experience this when I'm in a flow state creating art, or when I look at great art. I think that there are many gateways into this experience of connection that goes beyond two people and into something greater than ourselves. And so when I talk about connection, it is a bigger idea that I would like to invite you to begin to think about, and that is the concept of oneness. How did you do today? Did you find moments of connection? And did they possibly bridge to moments of something bigger than yourself? Where did you find happiness today? And for what are you most grateful?